Well, good morning, everybody.
And I want to welcome you to Go Live with Coffee and Tea together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to introduce some of the hosts. Well, not some, all of the hosts.
Yeah, we're all here today. It's not
Yeah.
it's not Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not Friday. Okay, Eddie Lugo. He is the NCL expert as well as um, he is a tech advisor
He's the coffee expert too.
and the coffee expert. Um, I would like to introduce Jeremy, my hubby.
What's up, y'all?
He's a tech. He's a travel agent. I would like to introduce Scott, who is like a graphic designer, a tech uh, travel agent, and he can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like this funky background we got here. I
We
love it.
owe that to Scott.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do. Thank you for these backgrounds that we got for the channel and for the morning show. Welcome in, guys. What's up?
Not much.
Not
Tired.
much.
Me too.
Yep. Let's see who has made it into the chat so far. Sharon Rowland was first up in the chat, and she left a comment here. It says, "Good morning. Cruising is fun anytime. It is 72 degrees and 84% humidity here in South Georgia. Ugh, hot."
Mm.
And cruising on the high seas and travel has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mike and Rihanna's Adventures has made it in. Good morning. And
Good
look who has made it in so early. House of X Entertainment has made it into the house. Good morning.
My goodness, it's early. It's 9 there though. Good morning.
And there's a newcomer to the chat. Violin Aspirations has
Good
made
morning.
it in. Good morning.
This sounds like a really good.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted.
Yeah.
You're muted.
No,
that's Darian, Violin Aspirations. Good morning, Darian.
Oh, that's Darian.
Oh, okay.
Hey, good morning, Darian.
Good morning. Good morning.
You know, people they start other channels that we are unaware sometimes. It's like when T-Dub came up and I'm like, yo, go check out the pipe guy. He's like, that's me. He was on the panel that day. And I'm like, oh, wow.
See, you see him on the picture though.
Yeah, I see him. It's just small. You know, we're going from a phone here. But anyway, good morning.
Good morning,
welcome everybody. And speaking of creators, you know, we got a list of featured creators, which are all linked down in the description of this video. First, and you know, I found out about these channels yesterday. All of them are under 1,000 subscribers and could use a little growth and a visit from you guys. Y'all go check them out.
And not only that, they got some good video because we watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
See, what we're doing is we're watching Mardi Gras videos and we're sending the ones that we think are the best Mardi Gras videos to our family, because we have a family cruise, a family reunion cruise in September 2nd with our family.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sending them the vlogs that we're watching.
Yep.
You know, so that's what we were doing yesterday, you know, last night, I should say.
Yep. And we ran across these channels. First up is Living Our Best Life.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is kind of cool. Backyard, Beach, and Beyond. Mm-hmm. I just like the name on that one. The next one is just simply Casey, Caysie. The next one is Cruising with D. And last, but definitely not least, is Cruise Control with B5.
Yes.
So definitely go check out these channels. Today is June 13th, and there are no ships in port today, but I wanted to give you this live shot here of the beach here in Galveston in the Pleasure Pier. And if you're just coming down for the day or for the week, you're Galveston forecast for today is a low of 80, which we're already there. That's the current temperature here in Galveston, and a high of 87 today with 85% humidity and 17-mile-an-hour winds, and it's partly cloudy. So whatever that means to you, pack your sunscreen, lots of it, because it is going to be a scorcher today.
Other than the narrow beach, it kind of looks like the Jersey Shore.
Well, you know, when the water, when there's a strong north wind, it blows the seawater back and it reveals a lot more beach.
Yeah.
It is such a phenomenon when that happens, because it's like you can see the end of the jetties, which you never do, you know, unless there's a strong north wind blowing. But yeah, it's beautiful down there today.
But it's hot.
It is hot. Yep.
It's gonna get hot.
June 13th, on this day in history. Let's see what happened. In 1982, following the death of his half-brother, Fahd became king of Saudi Arabia, overseeing a period of modernization in the country. Thurgood Marshall was nominated as Justice to the U.S. Supreme Court by President Lyndon B. Johnson. He became the court's first African-American member in 1967.
The Baltimore airport's also named after him.
Nice.
Really? I just say,
I'm sorry, this guy's name was Ludwig. I thought it had something to do with drums. I got excited. Hang on. No, that was that was a king. Okay, and in 323 BC, the king of Macedonia, Alexander the Great, died in Babylon. That were some notable things that happened on June 13th on this day in history.
Not much.
Not much. You know, June 13th is a pretty peaceful day, according to the written history. So enjoy it.
That's right.
Got 11 people in already.
There's 11 people. Hang on. Let's
On
see
this
who
side.
else has checked in with the chat here. I see the Mustard Drill has made it in. Good morning, Mustard Drill.
Where? I love that guy.
I know. Maybe he needs to join on the panel one day. I'm gonna send him the link.
Okay.
Put him an invite and a bill.
You know, everybody that's in here, I just want to tell you guys, I really appreciate this panel. You know, I sit back, you know, like yesterday, I had to leave because I didn't feel well, but yesterday I had them on the big screen, and they are so professional, so good, you know.
What you talking about?
You
Us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait. So
I'll take the win. I will.
It must be the drugs I'm on.
The quickie.
Yeah. Let's talk about bonuses then.
And how was Alice's flight? It was okay?
Delayed.
Oh my goodness.
Delayed 3 times.
That's the D word. We can't say that here on the Travel Channel.
No. I don't want our flight to be delayed on the 21st.
Man.
Oh my God.
She was delayed an hour and a half.
I don't want it to be. Oh my God.
I was hoping to be home by 9. We made home by 11.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, I don't mind it.
Good thing that she knew about it beforehand, so she was letting me know beforehand.
Now, how far are you from the airport, Eddie?
About 25 minutes, give it or take.
That's really good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at
So
all.
it's all highway.
Okay.
Bamanola Lawn Adventures and Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Althea Taylor, Natural Life, has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
And F.R. Humphrey has made it in.
Yes.
Good morning.
They have a video out too. I was yesterday I did the regular creators. Last night we did the new Mardi Gras creators. You know,
Not the irregular creators like us. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, just
Irregular. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah. And there's a lot of Mardi Gras information out there, but maybe Scott can talk about this. Scott, you know, like the celebration we just got off of, that itinerary, you know, was like a new itinerary for the celebration.
Mhm.
It wasn't the same old itinerary. Now, the Mardi Gras that we're leaving out on September 2nd is you can't find that itinerary anywhere on the YouTube. You know, it's St. Thomas,
San Juan, Amber Cove, and Grand Turk.
Yeah, you know, those 4 ports we couldn't find, you know, to show the family. So what we did, we just showed them a video of the ship tour that somebody did.
Right.
But why is that? Are they changing the itinerary to, and it seems like it's just one time only, because they even changed Aruba, Carousel. They took Bonaire off.
Mhm.
Remember? And I don't know what's going on.
So the ABC itineraries are few and far between.
Mhm.
They've always been that way. Like maybe one in every 20 sailings, you know, in for the most part. The other side is that those big ships do not typically sail down there. I was actually pretty surprised they took such a big ship down there.
Right.
Those ports are made mostly for smaller ships. Like I went there on the Sunshine, right?
Okay.
So to tell you how small that ship is.
Hmm.
And then Bonaire, I don't know if you know this or not, but Bonaire used to be part of the. So those are Dutch islands, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And so is Saint Martin. So well, half of Saint Martin. So the Dutch have a they have a territory they call the Netherland Antilles, which the
Mhm.
Netherland Antilles encompasses all those Caribbean islands that they own. Bonaire seceded from the Netherland Antilles and became its own independent nation. So
Mhm.
therefore, it does not have the bargaining power with the cruise lines as it did when it was part of the Netherlands. So
Mhm.
therefore, the ships don't go there as often. I was actually surprised to see Bonaire on your itinerary because most of the time
Mhm.
it's just Aruba and Curacao. And
Yeah,
that's
they
why.
took it off. They have. They've taken Bonaire off because
Yes.
I wanted to go back,
Right.
and I was shopping for a cruise last night. Well,
She was busy.
yeah, I was. As I was looking at people's YouTube things, and I wanted to go back to the ABC Islands, but not really Bonaire. And I noticed that they didn't have Bonaire on there. They replaced it with something else, and I can't.
Right.
You know, Bonaire was cute, but it wasn't as captivating, and it didn't hold us there either. You know, we went back out searching for a Wi-Fi signal, but it didn't really hold us there other than that reason.
It wasn't
Yeah.
anything
Aruba,
to do.
Aruba, you know, it had the free Holiday ride, it had all this beauty, and you know, it just modernized. And then we got to Curacao. It's like they took Rodeo Drive and stuck it on Galveston Island.
Right.
It was
So if
it
you
was that
have ever seen any pictures of the Mars rover, the pictures that the Mars rover has
yes.
taken on the surface of Mars,
Mhm.
I'm not kidding you. Aruba, the opposite side of Aruba, like where you come in on the ships, it's like any other tropical island. It's beautiful, there's beaches, the water's
Right.
amazing, palm trees, everything, right? The whole 9 yards. You go to the absolute opposite side of Aruba, it looks like the surface of Mars.
Yeah, isn't that where the salt flats or the salt beach is or something?
It all that stuff is over there, and most of the terrain is like this kind of like red clay or red sand, or like
Mhm.
it's rocky. Um,
Mhm.
there's just almost no vegetation over there, and in
Mhm.
fact, they have to constantly bring in sand and lay it down on the roads over there so that they don't get flat tires because of the actual natural, like, you know, formation of the grounds and stuff like that, or whatever is hard on tires, and they can't pave or blacktop the roads over there. They're not allowed for some, you know, I guess like preservation kind of thing or whatever. So yeah, so it's incredible. I would have never in a million years. I mean, that tour was like one of the best tours I ever took, but is incredible. But the night and day difference is really my point, is that here on one side, and it's a tiny, tiny island, right? So here on one side of the island is tropical and beautiful and typical. And the other side, it's like, you know, it's like Mars. It's like the red planet. It's like incredibly different, night and day difference. It's just amazing. And they have this tree on the island. I forget the name of the tree, but it's always kind of like pointing in a specific direction. Like the tree grows up a little bit, but then it kind of like points. It grows horizontally. And I did not realize this, but they told us that the tree actually grows horizontally based on the trade winds.
Oh, wow.
The trade winds, the tree actually grows in the direction of the winds. It's weird, crazy.
We have a grove. We have a grove of trees that are in a cemetery, or that sit in the entrance to a cemetery here on the island, and all of them are pointing sideways.
They are
like this. Like all of just that section of trees right there is pointing sideways. It's right over here on 61st Street. It's amazing to see. Bone Tired Travelers, good morning.
Good morning.
Fats and Trey, good morning.
Good morning. Stay to the end.
Yeah, and you guys are dropping videos like crazy.
Almost every week, every day.
Yes.
Yeah, I see, like, they have all those license plates and stuff like that. I was in one of their lives the other day commenting because they had a license plate for Gettysburg.
Oh, nice.
And I only live like 20 minutes from Gettysburg. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Corner Clubhouse Cobalt has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see. I love it when you guys are active in the chat. And we are caught up in the chat. With that, we will move on to the cruise and travel industry news.
Okay, so I'm going to preface this one story by going back to an older story from early 2022. So this story is about Crystal Cruises, if you remember them. So this headline from 2022 was Miami-bound luxury cruise diverted to the Bahamas to avoid arrest by the federal government.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just going to read a little bit of that story here real quick, just to kind of preface the next one. So a luxury cruise ship carrying hundreds of passengers and bound for Miami diverted to the Bahamas on Saturday in order to avoid arrest tied to unpaid fuel bills. So it turns out this company, Getting Hong Kong, which also I think was a parent company of TUI, and Mein Schiff, which is a German cruise line. In any event, they had not paid their bills. They ended up filing for bankruptcy, and they had to divert to the Bahamas to avoid getting the ship impounded. And they stranded all of their passengers in the Bahamas. So anyway, so fast forwarding, they've worked everything out and stuff like that. So this new headline is cruise line will return to Florida with a revamped ship. And it says here, Crystal Cruises and Port Everglades have announced Crystal's newly refurbished ship, Crystal Serenity, will home port in the port Everglades starting in November of 2024. Crystal Cruises will begin operations with its first sailing of the revamped Crystal Serenity out of Marseille on July 31st, 2023, after making her way to Northern Europe, the United Kingdom, Iceland, and Canada. The first U.S. port for the revamped ship liner will be the New York City on September 27th. It says here, we are excited to make our return to Port Everglades. Crystal is the natural fit for Port Everglades and will complement our growing fleet of high-end brands. Port Everglades is already known as a big ship cruise port, and more luxury lines are discovering that our terminals are fully scalable to accommodate more intimate ships and their discerning guests. So it's good news to see that a cruise line has recovered. Now, I probably would never cruise Crystal lines just because of the cost involved in it, but they do really amazing cruises. They also at one point made it a specific point to sail from exotic locations, hard to get to locations, and actually ended up purchasing several small planes in order to fly their guests to those locations to get on the ships. So it's a really unique approach to cruising, and I'm all about new experiences and new, ways of doing things. So I'm really intrigued by that, but I'm glad to see Crystal has recovered and will return to cruising. Moving on, Carnival Venezia arrives in New York City. Yay! So the Carnival Venezia, the latest addition to the Carnival Cruise Line's fleet, sailed into New York City home port for the first time this morning. The ship's guests just completed a 15-day transatlantic sailing that began in Barcelona, Spain. Carnival will host a welcome ceremony on board the ship Wednesday evening, and acclaimed comedian and television host Jay Leno will become the first godfather named to a Carnival cruise ship. On Thursday, Carnival Venezia will mark its first departure from Manhattan Cruise Terminal, with guests set to embark on a 4-day cruise visiting Bermuda. Carnival Venezia is debuting Carnival's fun Italian style and introducing several new concepts, from restaurants, bars, entertainment programs, new venues and experiences, enhancing the ship's theming, and his design is inspired by the city of Venice, Italy. So really excited about that. I have clients that will be on that 4-day going to Bermuda, and I actually hope to be able to interview them on one of my very first live streams.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
So that's
Yeah.
that's the news.
Time.
Yeah. We've been following this cruise life. They're on the ship.
Yes,
and,
me too.
It's been foggy, to say the least. And from what I gather, it's a lot more uneventful than the Breeze.
Well, transatlantic, they're out there, they're out there in the ocean. They're not stopping at a lot of ports and stuff like that,
Right.
or whatever. But yeah, I've been following their vlogs too. And the ship is, so when I watch the videos, obviously it's a Vista class ship. So I see design, things that are familiar and stuff like that. But the decor is just way different.
Right.
Yes.
Do they still have an ocean plaza? Like the Vista does, with the little barbecue spot outside.
Yeah.
I think that's the best place on a Vista class or even a Dream class, is that ocean plaza draws a lot of attention.
Yep.
That's where most of the
activities
are.
Yep.
Let's see. Bamanola Lawn Adventures was checking out. Have a great day. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, please. Scratch and PA has made it in. Good
morning, Scratcher.
I also see here that Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel, it seems like he's asked this question several times. And Rob, if you're still in the chat, I don't know if that question is for me, and if it is, could you maybe clarify it? I'm thinking about it, trying to figure out what it is that you're looking for an answer for. I'd be happy to answer your question. I'm just not sure I understand it.
Triple digits could mean temperature.
Yeah, it is. It is. If you get over 100 in temperature. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I live in Pennsylvania, right? So it doesn't get hot like it does in Texas, or it probably doesn't get hot like it does in Georgia. But we definitely see plenty of 100-degree temperatures in the summer here. So, and not now, it'll probably be disputed by my co-hosts here, but we like to say around here, there's no humidity like Pennsylvania humidity in the summer, because it gets humid like you wouldn't believe here.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'm just
Yeah.
glad I didn't hang out in Pennsylvania during the summer. So I'm just glad. No.
It's
No.
terribly
And
humid
in
here.
New York, we get heat waves of 90 plus during 3 days in a row. They're
Mm-hmm.
disgustingly bad days, and then
Yeah.
it rains like crazy. But I see 90, 94. I don't recall seeing over 100 lately, but it does get warm, and when it gets warm, it's disgusting.
Well, on the news last night, they were telling us if you don't have to go outside, don't.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's where we're at here. At least in Houston, there's going to be an actual temperature today of 100 degrees with a heat index of 110.
Yeah.
And I got to go.
See, now here's the opposite side, right? In February, we easily have wind chills in the negative numbers, right? Like we easily have wind chills of like negative 110 or like negative 10, negative 5, negative 9, easily. Days and days and days and days.
Bone tired. I knew that they were going to chime in on this. Bone tired traveler says, "Haha, come to Mississippi in August and September." Yeah, August is really like unbearable here in the South. It really is so hot to where it's like you want to leave the house to go do something, but it's like, do I want to drip with sweat the whole time I'm gone? Because regardless of how good your air conditioner is, it's not gonna be enough for the heat out here. It's not.
My wife and I, we always talk about eventually relocating to like Florida and someplace we don't have to shovel snow anymore, right?
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
always talk
tell me
that.
about it.
As she cannot take the heat, and me, I'm fine with like the hotter the better for me, right?
Right.
Not me. I don't like
But-
it.
So, but I'm like, I don't think we can move to Florida just because I don't think she'd be able to survive.
Right.
Mhm.
And Darian says Eddie likes the heat. Yes.
He's totally wrong.
Sharon Rowland, it's way too hot here in South Georgia unless you have AC. AC
Yeah.
is a definite must no matter where you go. And a towel to wipe the sweat, and sometimes a personal handheld fan. One time on Amazon, I got this little fan, or maybe it was a dollar store. It was this little fan that plugs into the iPhone, and like the iPhone powers the little fan, and I actually bought one. It's crazy hot down here.
I saw this woman one time on Carnival Magic. She had this like little headband, like a little neck band. That thing that came around and had these two little fans that pointed like at an angle on the sides. I was like,
Yes.
that's the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. But she was like, I love this thing. She bought it at Walmart of all places, right?
And
I was like,
guess
where'd you
what?
get that? She's like, Walmart. So she
They
still up
had
it,
a lot
and
of
she wouldn't
those
travel
on-
without it.
Yep.
They did. They had a lot of those on the cruise. I saw a lot of ladies with that thing that goes around their neck,
Yeah,
2 fans,
yeah.
and they used it.
Yeah, she
they
said it
were
was only like $20 too, so it was not like a huge investment or whatever. But
right.
yeah,
Mike and Rihanna says we get hot here like 104 degrees.
Wow, I didn't think that.
I didn't know that. Oh, here we go. Hang on, let me put this in solo. Boom.
Is that Timu?
That's definitely Timu.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I hear the power.
Yes.
Wow, that's got a lot of power behind it, Eddie.
I know.
I love
Rechargeable.
it.
That's good.
I love it.
That
I'm
is
gonna
good.
go on Timu again today.
Say
$4.
2,
4.
4. Oh,
$4.
it's a buy now thing.
It's a buy
I
now.
got this one pink for Alice, and I got the same one in green for me.
Nice.
Oh, I'm gonna get it.
And I also have the neck ones. I bought like 4 of them, $5 each to have in the cruise. What
I
I'm
need
bringing
a
with me.
little ice pack.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go on Timu.
And Sharon wants one.
Yeah. Sharon, let me tell you, Eddie told me about Timu. My life has never been the same. I still got my Amazon, Prime, but Timu has taken
Oh, that's
over.
a question. Does Timu have like a Timu Prime or something where you can have a free 2-day delivery?
No, they got free
so.
shipping if you
It's free shipping on anything over $10.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
But it's got to come from China. It's got to go through customs and everything else, right?
Mhm.
Like when I check my order
It's-
statuses, a lot of times my order's like actually sitting in customs in New Jersey.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming out of Massachusetts. That's where it's at. That's where the warehouse is at.
And FR Humphrey, yes, we use the frog togs for the kids to keep them in the cooler and then put them on their necks, and giant fans.
Okay.
Yep. Whenever you see a fan outside, I know it may be strange to some people, but those fans are absolutely necessary.
I'm telling you.
Rooted in Essential Oils has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I thought I saw.
It's like Z's Gaming and Home Theater channel is in.
What's
Good
up,
morning, Z.
Good morning.
Man, I caught your show, and whoever did that Z-Man logo for you, my hats. That is genius. Keep that. Okay, that Z-Man logo is awesome.
Yep.
I love it. Let's see. I got a couple of more stories here for us today. It says in 2019, just before the pandemic, Saudi Arabia stunned the travel world by announcing it was opening up the country to travel. That included offering a much easier visa process. Yesterday, Saudi announced a new instant e-visa options that will further facilitate travel by UK, US, and Schengen visa holders, as well as permanent residents of UK, US, and many EU countries, to obtain tourist e-visas to Saudi through mofa.gov.sa. So you would go to that website to get the new e-visa that they have if you want to visit Saudi Arabia. In another news story, it says Ruben Rodriguez, President USA for MSC Cruises, talks with James Shillenlaw of Insider Travel Report about MSC Eureba, MSC's brand new flagship, which just completed the first carbon net zero emissions cruise in history. The LNG powered ship was christened last week by Sophia Loren, who has now named 20 MSC ships.
Wow.
So for more information on this great ship and possibly this video that the president is located on, you can visit them at msccruisesusa.com. And I like this clean energy thing that the ships are doing. And on the celebration, like I keep saying, it is so smooth. You don't feel that churn of the water. You don't hear the engine. It is so quiet running on the water. The only thing that shakes up the ship is Bolt, which is why I'm not going up there. If it'll shake the ship, that is a powerful instrument.
Let me tell you, when I was on Mardi Gras, third sailing after the restart, I was out on my balcony and I kept hearing this sound that I have never heard on any of the other cruises I've been on, right?
Mhm.
I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, I could not figure it out. And
It's
then
distracting.
one day, the ship was in the right angle with the sun, and I was out on my balcony, and you could see the silhouette of Bolt on the water, and then I saw the shadow of the car come by, and I thought, light bulb.
Yep.
It's the roller coaster. If you've not been on an XL class ship, when you first hear that, if you're not thinking about it, you'll ask yourself, what is this unique sound that I have never heard on a cruise ship
Right.
before? It's the roller coaster.
And it's constant. If the sun's out, it is constant.
When you
It's
guys
never
were doing a
stops.
video from those tables that are kind of like between the outdoor area of O2 and Guys,
Yeah.
there's
Deck
like that
17.
row of tables there. When you were
Yep.
sitting there, I could hear Bolt in the background the entire time you were talking.
Yes.
I was laughing about
Yes, there's no music. There's no music, which is why we chose the location. That's the secret deck, by the way.
it. Yeah.
Now that the videos have been out for a while,
Yeah.
it is just exactly where Scott says it. It is port side of the ship, aft, just beyond Club O2.
Mhm.
And there's picnic tables there. You can sit there, you can vlog, you can drink your coffee, you can chill out. The sun was on the other side of the ship, so that was a win-win for me. And plus,
Right.
the other side of deck 17 starboard is the smoking area. I didn't want to, gather in that area and then all of a sudden have a rush of people. So that's why we chose port side. Beautiful areas to sit and relax on the ship. So that's the secret deck, in case anybody was wondering.
I have one more question for Scott. Scott, have you done the ropes course or boat?
I did. I've done bolt. Yes, I loved bolt. Now I mean, it's $15 a person, right? So I wouldn't ride it often and stuff like that, but you have to do it. It's like a bucket list thing, you have to do it for the experience. So I did it. I had a really good time. I was trying to hit that turbo button, right? Because if you hit the turbo button, it gets up to 42 miles per hour, right? So I was hitting that turbo button, but you only get one turbo on it, apparently. So
Wow.
Anyway, so yes, I really loved it. And I did the ropes course, but on Carnival Breeze.
So you've got to do it.
No, man.
Not on XL, but it's pretty much the same. So
I don't have a bucket like a lot of people to fill up.
No, seriously, and here's the thing, right? Do you know you cannot take your cell phone on the ropes course?
Right.
So I did not know that, right? And they usually, like, when you're getting into your harness and stuff at the ropes course, they will ask you if you have your cell phone, and then they put it in a little cubby and you get it when you come back. So they didn't ask me, so I didn't know. So so believe it or not, my wife, brave enough to go out on the ropes course with me, and I went ahead and got to one of the platforms, and I pulled my phone out, and I was able to get a picture of her doing the ropes course. And out of nowhere, on the parallel track of the ropes course, this Carnival crew member came like sprinting, if that's possible, on the ropes course.
Right.
Sprinting all the way out there and said, "Give me your phone.
Oh, wow.
You can get it back when you get back." And I was like, really? He was like, they were supposed to ask you for it and they didn't. He was like, so it's fine, but I have to take it from you now because I see it. And I was like, okay. And I gave him my phone and he like took off again and went back there. Of course, I got it back. But so I have like one of these unique images from out there that most people don't get because I managed to slip through with my cell phone. True story.
Oh yeah, there is a question. Do you think Carnival will add Bolt to more of its ships?
Maybe of the newer ships, not the old.
Yeah, I don't think they'll retrofit any ships with it for sure.
Because I don't think any of the Breeze class can hold it.
They probably could if they took out a lot of stuff, but structurally would be my concern.
Yeah,
those
companies are out to make money too, so they're gonna make you go into another ship without it, and if you want to roll that thing, you're gonna go into an expensive new ship.
You gotta go to that ship.
He said, "Ride that thing." And he sound like
it, baby.
Well, he does the race cars. We never know. We might see Eddie up on a Bolt roller coaster someday.
Will you ride it? Eddie,
if it's easy for me to get up there and handicap feasible, I'll do it. I do the go-karts.
I don't know if there's there's obviously a set of stairs you got to go up to get up there. I don't know if there's an elevator that goes up there.
Oh no, there's no elevator. No, it's like the racetrack in NCL. There's no elevator, and there's a flight of stairs that I gotta go, and I make it, and it's very hard for me to get in them and getting out, and I still do it.
Right.
So roller coaster. I like riding roller coasters. Me and Alice, we do the front row, no matter what.
It was pretty cool. Wow. I mean, listen, it's an experience. It's not a death-defying roller coaster by any means, right?
It's not death-defying.
So I think you should definitely do it. You should definitely do it.
Another one. Is there a ropes course on the Glory?
Right. It's not.
No.
No.
That's why I like the Dream so much over the Breeze. The one thing that pushed the Dream over the Breeze for me, well, two things. Number one, they got these little bubbles that poke out of the wall and on the elevator that you can, kind of like massage your back. It's a back massage as you ride the elevator. I thought that was kind of cool. And then number two, there's no ropes course on the Dream, but there is one on the Breeze and Magic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's so Glory is just an older, smaller ship. There's the last time I was on it, there was just a standard water slide on it, and that was it. So there wasn't. I mean, now I don't remember them hearing that they retrofitted it with any of the newer what they call. They used to call it Carnival 2.0, right? They haven't referred to that. That just shows how old I am. But used to call it 2.0 when they retrofitted some of the older ships with like a small water park, kind of like they put additional slides and stuff in there. So last time I was on Glory and Valor, they just had that one standard slide that came down off of the main, up above the main pool deck in the midship. So
FR Humphrey has a question for everybody in the chat. I will be on the Booze Cruise 2023. Anybody else?
I'm trying to be. I managed to snag a booking on the full ship, but I cannot find a flight from Orlando to New Orleans to make it happen. So if somebody wants that cabin, I'll release it to you.
Right.
You need to cancel the cruise before. That's what it is.
Oh no, I can't cancel Wonder of the Seas. Come on.
Yes. You got plenty of wonders later. You can wonder all you want later.
No.
Now, Jim Brown has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Long Island in the house. Yo.
Okay, take care, Z. He's getting ready for his show at 10 a.m.
Easy.
or 9 a.m. Yeah, 9 a.m.
No, 10 a.m.
Your time.
It's always
10 a.m.
yeah.
time.
Okay, right.
Eddie and I, like the majority rules here, we say 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Correct, and that's why I said it, because I'm so used to doing it.
Eastern
Okay.
rule.
Now Scott has presented everybody with a question. This goes for everybody in the chat as well. What is your preferred cabin location and why?
Yes. So my preferred location is.
I know, I saw that too. Hold on, let's address this. We got the Queen in the house. Elizabeth just made it in. He would not be alive if he canceled the Wonder.
Ouch.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
She sounds like me and Alice.
Yep.
Oh, I love her. I love Elizabeth.
Yep. Couldn't do it. She would. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. There would be no place on the planet that I could hide.
Right. Oh man, she sounds like me and Alice.
I know.
So, my preferred location on a cabin or on a ship is midship starboard side or anywhere on the back of the ship. But my absolute preferred location is midship starboard side. Midship, not because of any kind of seasickness issues or whatever, although that is the best place to be on it if you do have seasickness issues. I just like to be, center to everything, central to everything, closer, but starboard side is absolutely necessary because on every instance that we have ever booked a port side cabin, we get lost and cannot find our cabin, and we're wandering around about like a bunch of blue cards trying to find our cabin. We don't know why. It's something in our brain wiring. Right. But if we are not on the starboard side of the ship, we can't find our cabin.
Eddie?
Midship. The closer to the elevators, the better because of my walker. But if there's no choice on that, then towards the aft on port side.
Okay.
That's and we usually get a window, so ocean view. So that's why I like port side, because this way we get to look out and see when we get there and when we're getting out. It keeps us a little busy.
But for me, it's midship. I love midship, and it's because I like to be close to dining. I like to be, like you say, close to the elevators and the stairs. However, on an XL class, midship really don't even matter because it's still a walk, because we had midship on the Celebration.
We felt the size difference.
Yeah, we did.
We always took the midship elevators.
Mhm.
We rarely, I don't think that we took the forward elevators at all. Like we didn't use them at all. Our room was smack in the middle of the forward and midship elevator. So once we got off of it, it was still a long haul to the room. Baby did a lifetime walking video
From the elevator to our midship cabin.
Yeah, but our neighbors had this little. They do a would you rather question or a profound thought
Yeah.
every day on the little laminated sheets, and they just put simple questions up like is cereal a soup, or would you rather a hot dog or a burger or something like that. And our neighbors made it real fun to cruise.
Yes.
They
were a young bunch, know, and they just changed the questions.
And it was a group of them, so it was two things to answer each and every day. And they put the winner cards down low, that way you could keep up with what the final result of the question was. I thought that was kind of cool.
We're gonna do that on the September 2nd cruise when we
got a cruise countdown, 138 days.
Which one?
Probably the booze cruise.
Oh,
Yep.
I saw your video where you came upon that room, and I saw it. The video or the question was, "Is soup or is
cereal a soup?"
Yes.
Yes.
I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, and they were young people, and every morning they would get out and both rooms, and they would just talk right by our door,
Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has answered the question. AFS, and I'll leave it at that. LOL.
Close to dinner. That's close to dinner. After is close to dinner.
Yep.
So I can understand that. I don't like to be in the front of the ship. However, because I booked everybody's, this is before Jeremy was a travel agent, for the cruise for the September 2nd.
The Mardi Gras cruise, yeah.
I booked everybody's cabin, and we're all in the front of the ship.
Right on the other side of the wall of the spa.
I mean, man, I messed up because we have to walk all the way back, even to dinner back.
Well, we could always sign up for anytime dining and be closer to Chibang. We're in the front of the ship.
I know, but we got those blue cards.
So when I was on Anthem, for some reason, I guess I didn't think about where the elevators were. So I put a starboard aft. It was a 9-hour walk to the elevators. So Elizabeth was pretty mad at me about that. And then another time when we were on Horizon, we had a Havana aft view extended balcony.
Oh, wow.
And Elizabeth was very, very impressed with that cabin, really liked it. And it was okay for me. Now, we were on the very top. I forget which deck number, but we were on the top of the Havana section. So so we had nobody looking down onto us, but the cabins below us the balconies were staggered. So there wasn't a lot of shade on those balconies. So, and people could look down on the other balcony. I don't like that. But in any event, what I didn't like about it was I couldn't see out. Like I could only see like behind us, so I like to be able to look out over and see things that are off in the distance and stuff like that. And I didn't prefer it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't prefer it. So.
Yep.
I'm glad to know you had an Havana, because that's one of the cabins I want, as well as the family harbor. We talked to Brian and Julie. Well, we talked to their kids about the family harbor, and the kids really liked it. So I think that might be the next type of room we get later, maybe.
I like the fact that they got the whole breakfast buffet down there.
Yeah.
You don't even have to.
So here's what we found, right? So when we were on Horizon, the Havana area, although small, was well, because it was on the aft part of the ship, so it was really well thought out, well designed, and there was a lot of common space for everybody to come down and relax and stuff. And they give you these wristbands,
Mhm.
you know, so they the crew are typically looking for the wristband, because your you know, your pass, your card will not say that you're in Havana.
Right.
So they're typically looking for those wristbands to see whether or not you belong there. So, and we just liked how the common area was, the pool area, and everything else. But on Excel, they stuck it up at the front of the ship on the starboard side, outside of the Havana bar.
Mm.
And when I'll admit this. So we still had our bands, our bracelets from when we were on Horizon. So we put them on and snuck out there.
Nice.
So we didn't stay. We didn't abuse the system, abuse the situation, and take advantage of the Havana area without being in a Havana cabin. But we did use our bracelets to sneak out there to check it out. And
I would probably do the same thing. You know, go out and get the video and then go back in.
Yeah, but the common area was basically non-existent on Excel. There was just a teeny tiny little area, and when you compared it to the Havana common area of Horizon, or say Dream or Vista class, Vista's way better in my opinion, just because there's more area for you to mingle and to spread out. On Excel, it was more or less like a tiny little area with a hot tub, and then every other part of Havana was the private areas for the what they call the Havana Cabana level cabin, which is on the deck level, which extends out. And then there's like a walkway through that, but there was nothing else. We were convinced at that point that there was no way we would ever book a Havana style cabin on an Excel class ship, because that common area just is not worth it. Like there's nothing to it. So
yeah, and they're also trying to drive people to Loft 19.
Correct, they are So that's a different Yes, absolutely.
Exclusive area. I swung the camera up there and it looks okay, but then I watched the Mardi Gras video from last night. They were squeezing through there. It's really small from what I never went up there because I didn't have a pass. You know,
but you can go listen. But when I went up there on embarkation day, and they were really friendly. I just said, "Hi, I'm a YouTube cruise vlogger." I was like, "Do you mind if I walk through?" And they're like, "Go." So I was able to walk through and get some B-roll up there, right? So in any event, but you're right. I mean, I would never pay for Loft 19 on an Excel class ship just because of how big Serenity is. Right. Serenity is way too big and way too spacious for you to do that, in my opinion, right? But in any event, I would never do Havana on Excel, but I would do Havana on Vista class all the live long day.
Okay.
And Bone Tired Traveler says, I prefer a Lido balcony.
Okay.
Like to be by the party.
I would prefer that. I could see that because then I wouldn't have to walk so far. But I still want to be midship. If possible.
Elizabeth says that the long walk on the Anthem was torture.
Tell me.
I tell you, like she was ready to kill me every day.
Mike and Rihanna says, anywhere midship so we don't feel the ship rocking. That's important.
I mean that is the best place for you if you're concerned about that. But for me, I'm there just because it's central to every place. I have less to walk everywhere because I'm in the middle. So
Yep.
I try to do my best to get in the middle, you know. So because of that, if we go to a show, we're halfway. If we go to a restaurant in the back, we're halfway.
Yep.
Yeah. And back in 2018, we did the Escape, and we were in the front, way in the front, and everything was in the back. So yeah, every time I look down the hall, it's like
I know
like 9 miles down. You know, it's like, oh my Lord! Just looking at it, I was already tired.
Yeah,
and I you know, it's too much.
Rob has a question here. What is anytime dining? Is that the same as freestyle dining?
Yes.
Yeah. They just all have their own name for it. So,
Mhm.
and there's some rules too. I don't know about Norwegian's freestyle. They were obviously the pioneers of it. But so like on Excel, the rules to for you can get into the specialty dining as soon as they open. But on Royal, you can't get into what their anytime dining is until after 6:30. So
Yeah, and you can't check into Chabang and Cucina until
after.
7:45 p.m. If you have set time dining, like if you have, because we always do early dining. If you have assigned dining either early or late, you cannot check into those until after 7:45. House of X has a question. Have y'all ever gotten the spa cabin?
We did,
never.
and we did, but we turned it in.
Yes, we did.
We did. we
On the Vista, we had a spa room. We booked a spa
we
room,
booked it, and
but then they offered us $100 upgrade to a balcony,
we took that.
and we took it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with that. Can't stop walking, but love mowing and cruising has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And let's see. I believe we are caught up.
See, with the dining in Norwegian, the MDR, Taste and Savor, they all offer the same menu. You can walk in any of them as long as they're open anytime. Mostly dinner, and they also do breakfast and lunch. The buffet upstairs, you could go there when they're open. They're usually open late. And O'Sheehan's or the local, it's open 24 hours. You could go there anytime.
Can't stop walking, but love mowing and cruising says, beware, Serenity gets packed to the max some days.
It does. It does on every ship.
Yep.
Every ship.
And, Jennifer from Embarkation Nation has just made it in.
Good morning.
Hi, Jennifer.
Eddie, do you have the lineup for the remainder of the day from PSV Odyssey?
Yes, sir. And here we go. Following us at seems to be at 10:25 in the morning. That's what it says here on the list. The Sea Show Cruise Fun 10:25 a.m. Eastern Time. Moment in the World with Darren at 11. He's on his way to Tampa right now, so hopefully he still have the show going on today. Roy and Becky's Travels 1 p.m. Destination Fun and Embarkation Nation 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, and I'll be there also. And I believe Clark Family Adventures will be there also. Following by 7 p.m. tonight, Huddle Adventures. Dave and Brandy Excursions have a premiere. Hitchhiking Bones also at 7 p.m. Following at 8 will be Coach Cruise, Back Row Freedom, and House of X Entertainment at 8 p.m. Followed by 9 p.m. with Ocean to Ocean Travel, Tiffany Peacock Night at the Museum, 9:30 a premiere of Tales Told in the Dark, and closing the night at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight will be Nautical Nurse Nancy. Bada bing.
All right. Well, with that, we will go ahead and end today's show. Thank everybody for coming in. We really appreciate you spending your morning with us. And everybody take care of each other out there. Y'all hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And never, ever forget, we love you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.